Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Today, I want to talk about and rate the Icelandic entry for Eurovision 2023, which is Diljá with her song Power.
I got my power in my hand. You hold no power over me.
And later on in the video, I will also predict whether Iceland can make it to the Eurovision final with this song. Now, Diljá's full name is Diljá Pétursdóttir, very nice, and she became famous by participating in Iceland Got Talent. And I really have to say, Iceland does have a lot of talent. It's really impressive how a small island like that with around 300,000 people produces so many impressive artists for Eurovision and also outside of Eurovision. So well done, Iceland. But let's get to the analysis of the song. The first thing I want to rate are the lyrics, which I find very interesting because I think you can interpret different things into them. She starts by singing, "I'm ready to let you go, won't hold you back no more, been carrying you way too long, like an obsession, I thought you were a living part of me." Now, I think here you can have the interpretation that it's about a relationship, maybe a friend that is no longer needed or is maybe making your life more difficult. But I think it can also be about mental health and about depression, because especially the "like an obsession, I thought you were a living part of me," I think fits that quite well. And then the main lyric of the song is, "You hold no power over me, and I'll take my flowers while I can, so let the love shower over me." So here again, it can be about a relationship, but also could be about mental health. And then the part that really makes me think that it is about mental health is, "I'm not doing this dance again, so goodbye, old friend. Tired of finding meaning in the dark, I'm releasing all of you in gratitude, replacing you with light that fills my heart." So he's replacing the old friend with light, and she's not interested in the darkness anymore. I find that really interesting. And "I'm releasing all of you." I don't think that's the kind of sentence you would say about a person. So I do think it's about negative feelings, about the depression that she is coming out of. And you also see that in the performance, I think. So I really think these are interesting lyrics. They are a little bit on the repetitive side, especially the power over me part. But overall, I am giving 4 out of 5 points for the lyrics. Now, the voice. I think she has a very clear voice. It's as clear as ice water, I wrote down here. It could be a bit cleaner, though. There were some parts in the final performance where it sounded a bit off, and especially the harmonies with the backing singers aren't on point yet, but they can, of course, work on that. What I really, really love about her voice is the variety she has, and I love the growls, the screams later on in the climax. Really well done, and it kind of infuses the song with a bit of life, with a bit more life. So I'm giving 3.5 points. I was between 3 and 4, and then I decided, well, 3.5, because 3 seems too little and 4 seems a bit too much because of the vocal problems that I saw in the final. Now, for the personality, she's very quirky. She comes across a bit retro, like the hairstyle and the makeup and also the outfit all seems a bit 90s to me, which is cool. Kind of reminded me of Selma, the Icelandic representative, or also Björk, and there's something very Icelandic about her. And I think it might be that there's a bit of an accent. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe some native speakers can tell us in the comments whether she has an Icelandic accent. But yeah, overall, really cool. There's a few camera shots that could be better. So I'm giving 4 out of 5, not 5. But I mean, 4 is a great amount of points. Now, for the performance, I think the Icelandic final does not have that much of a budget and they don't have a big stage. So she had to work with what she has, I guess. But her choreo is really, really great. When she sings, "You got no power over me," jumping up and kicking in the air, it feels a bit like the early Avril Lavigne, which I find really cool. And it connects with the lyrics. and shows her getting better and maybe out of her depression. Has a lot of energy on stage as well. Another thing I really like about the performance is that it goes from a very dark staging and lighting at the beginning to something more colorful throughout the performance. More color comes in, more light comes in. She takes her jacket off, so this whole idea of overcoming dark times is really reflected in the performance as well. I like the fog as well, but I think there's a bit more potential for something even more impressive, and so I'm giving 3 out of 5 with a lot of potential for Eurovision. Now, this song, which is the most important part, I think it's a pretty standard pop song. It's very catchy. The Power Over Me hook is very interesting and impactful, I think. There are darker elements as well, the beats and the climax, and you feel the darkness a bit. The variation is there, which I like, from chorus to verses. It is a bit repetitive, though. I said that with the lyrics, and it's the same for the song. It kind of grows, but also stays a bit in the same motif and in the same way of doing things. So there's something fresh, completely fresh missing, I feel like. But I like that it's a bit retro, but also feels quite current in a way. So I do like the song, but I am giving 3.5 points. Again, I was between 3 and 4 points, but a very good effort for Iceland. So song and performance way more, so we get to 4.5 points for the overall performance and song. Now, before talking about my prediction for Iceland in Eurovision 2023, please subscribe to this channel if you want more content like this one, me reviewing the songs of Eurovision 2023. I also do lyric interpretation videos and have videos on Eurovision history, and I really love reading your comments and discussing with you, so feel free to subscribe and to join our little community here. So now let's get to the prediction. Iceland is quite lucky this year because they are in semi-final 2, which is not shaping up to be the stronger semi-final, to say the least. So I think they can be quite happy with that. It's an interesting pop song. I think in other years it might have been too unoriginal and might not have stood out enough. But this year there are many quirky and left field entries and bands and rock songs. So something like this will actually be, I think, appreciated by the voters and especially by the televoters in the semi-final. So I do think that Iceland will go through to the final, and they're a good song in semi-final 2. We kind of needed that. And then for the prediction in the final, I think it doesn't stand out enough to really get a good result. So I'm predicting 15th to 25th. I'm not 100% sure where exactly in that range it will be, but I don't think that it will be in the top 10 or even higher, unfortunately. But I think Iceland can be really happy with the song they have chosen. Congratulations. And now I would like to know what you think about the song. Let me know in the comments whether you think it's a great song, whether I'm wrong with my opinion, and whether you think Iceland can qualify for the final. And as I said, if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye bye.